course you're gonna look at your ass like, damn, that's how you do it, like just like that. But you're just being comfortable. There's some people that's comfortable being that way, and there's others that got what's the word I'm looking for? That have can I say it like this?
Reservations.
Not reservations. Well, reservations is one. I was gonna say common sense. Well, that's not common sense the way you think. I mean common sense in the old way. Like some ladies is classy, you know. Not others is always that way. It's just like something. It's just something drastic gotta happen to that classical woman for her to turn out to be this sad dot. Basically.
Interesting.
And that goes for both sides of the board.
Man, with that, okay, I can say yes. In a majority of the instances, something does happen to a person and then it makes them become more promiscuous and decide to be out there. But I also feel as though some people make a conscious choice to decide to say, hey, you know what? I want to actually be out there. I want to do this.
Those dickheads I can't speak for. I'm sorry.
Well, why are they dickheads?
Okay, because, all right. If you do choices, if you become a person like that decides that you want to do whatever you want, sleep with whoever you want, all right. It's fun. If you look at it as fun, as long as you're doing it safely,
okay,
fine.
And if they're doing it safely, why call them dickheads?
Alright, then I can't call you a dickhead after that. I'm sorry, I'll take that back.
Is
For the
it
safe
you not
ones,
just saying,
for the
you know
safe
what,
ones, I can't call you a
make
dickhead.
this choice? What do you think, Adrian? You've been very quiet this entire conversation. I would love to know your input on that. And what do you think about the person that just decides, you know what, I want to do this because I want to. It's just my personal choice to say I want to be promiscuous. I want to try out and have different flavors. I want to dip in here and dip in there. I want to try it out, but I'm going to be safe about it.
When it comes to women versus men, I think it's a little bit different.
I knew it was going to be good. I knew, hold up. Yeah. All right, what do you have to say? I knew this was going to be good. We were waiting on this, and this is going to be juicy, y'all. Listen up.
When it comes to a woman, she could literally just walk outside and get fucked. Get free meals, get everything covered. So a breakup and getting a new man is nothing new. Her healing process is very different. For men, it's different. We gotta, switch the game back up, etc. We gotta go out there. It means like taking the time to get to know a new chick, like all this other kind of stuff. Unless you catch a win. And, it's always fortunate when you catch the ones that are easier than harder.
Wow. I
Was
think
that not saying the same thing?
I think
Well, was
that's
that not saying the same thing?
No, wait. I think that is so interesting that you feel as though a woman and a man, when you break up, a woman can just go back out there and get a different guy, and the healing process is different, which it's not.
Physically.
No, but but actually it's
I was
not.
talking emotionally, it wasn't.
No, it's not. And emotionally, it's much worse for women. Women are emotional beings. And so in deciding that you're going to be with that man and attach yourself to that man, you've attached emotionally and things like that. And so when that breakup does occur, it's not that easy to just say, okay, I'm going to go back out. Because think about it. When you get into a relationship with somebody, you get comfortable. So both of you begin to let yourself go.
I got you. A woman scorned. A scorned woman.
Okay.
I came across one that was like, and then certain women, their sexual appetites, they know no limit.
Well, the older a woman gets, her sexual appetite does increase. The older she gets, women are like wine; we get better with age. It is the absolute truth. I'm sorry, guys are like, and that's where the crazy part is. That's where you see a lot of cougars come in, because guys are like in their prime and things like that when they're younger. They can go forever when they're younger, but women, as they get older, it's like, all right, we're off to the races. And it's like, now you got to age with this guy who's like, I was off to the races then, but damn, I'm like pulling the final stretch, and it's like final stretch, nigga. No, fuck that. You better figure something out. Like there is no final stretch.
This all plays back to what I said the first time. Something drastically gotta happen to a woman for her to act that way. Otherwise.
But no,
you're not gonna just go act like you're not gonna just want to sleep with anyone.
Why
me.
not?
I'm telling you, because
it's
all about
image.
It's all about image. It doesn't matter whether you're a guy
but nobody has to know you're doing it.
Yes. But you ask the question as
nobody knows you're out there. If some people, I know the first question, we've already evolved from there. We've moved into something else.
What I'm saying.
We've evolved and we've moved, and it's just like no. At this point, it's like some people don't mind saying, "Yo, I just want to be out there." That's like the guy saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to knock down a certain number of girls." Just because he decided I want to knock down a certain number of girls.
I don't have an issue with sexually liberated women. It's always important for me physically to know who I'm engaging with and the root of why they're doing what they do, because I'm more cerebral. So I'm mindful of addictions that are coming out of traumatizations and things like that. Sometimes I then also have to navigate through like sexualization of like black male body, but then I'm also Jamaican, so then that also plays into like a certain, because Jamaican men have a certain enhanced roster and that as well too. So
Adrian has dread, y'all.
Have locks.
Locks. Sorry, my bad. Locks.
So there's a lot of different factors to it. So when it comes to like a man and a woman doing it, I feel like it's much easier for women to have sex with lots of people, and then to even play the role of like never having sex with anyone. The parts of it that get kind of scary for me is like when it comes to like the possibility of like child STD. Those two are very similar together.
Yes, for both for life. Some of them.
But when she has an IUD, that scares me, because then I'm like, that means that she could have literally been a cum dumpster. Because then she can have sex with men with no condom, they can come in her, and then it's like, oh, you're good. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. Because then it's like, it's, and I'm also coming from the somewhat of a spiritual approach and metaphysical, where, I understand that through the colonization of religions, it has brought in the virginization of women and the cleaning up of sex. Sex is a very natural thing, which they sometimes put towards savagery and like the more primitive man or women. So it's important to understand that there were female gods, goddesses, goddesses, and for some of their celebration was to have people have sex to them, and like women and virgins and sluts, and like people would go to temples to fuck, and then spiritual enlightenment and all kinds of things. And then now you go and be a warrior.
Why sluts? Men that sleep around are
No. The word would have been sacred sluts. It's
but I'm saying, even with that, men that sleep around are still just referred to as men.
No, they're referred to as alpha males.
No, not necessarily, no.
It's
alpha male is not necessarily a guy that sleeps around.
It's almost, there's certain aspects that are almost naturally, psychologically integrated into women. Certain behaviors that men can do.
No, it's not integrated into women. It's just integrated in our society and into our cultures and things like that. There are cultures where it's not frowned upon, and slut isn't even a term that's known because a woman sleeps around, anything like that. It's just that's the part that society really needs to get in check. If a man is sleeping around, it still is only referred to as a man Why is it that a woman that is sleeping around must be referred to as a slut, a thot, a trish, a hoe, any of these daggone things?
That's because
it is
the
like,
generation that
no,
sets that trend.
No, it's not the generation that sets that trend because it's been happening forever. It is something that is culture and is set in. And it needs to be stopped and changed. That's almost like how racism is. It's like, why is it that people continue to go on with racism? It is something that is learned.
I got
it
you.
is learned and it is ingrained and it is taught.
In real truth, if you want to talk here, if you want to talk like that, society doesn't look at everyone as equals. So men don't look at women as equals.
Exactly. And when are we going to stop teaching that inequality?
Probably won't. At this point.
Why not?
First of all, look at our president.
I don't have to. Why do you have to
That's
pay
what-
attention to him? Don't pay
that's
attention to
what-
him. He has made
Second.
a perversion. Oh my gosh! Please never mention him on my show. I'm sorry, viewers. Listeners. I am
No, I'm just
absolutely. I
saying.
apologize
All right, I take that back.
for
You got
that
nothing.
even being mentioned.
You got
I don't have a
nothing to do with
president
this.
currently.
All
I
right.
apologize.
To be honest, I don't know. It's just like how it was built from ground up. From back then, blacks was never looked at equally. Whites was never looked at equally from blacks. Women was never looked at equally from men, period. It's either, I don't know. Like, it was just how it was back then and integrated till now. It's just a seed that was planted, and this is what bloomed from it. I guess there's no beating. There's no beating it. For real.
I recently had a sexual experience that kind of snapped me into a certain understanding of probably past events and things like that. What I mean by that is, the conversation is complex because I was speaking with someone further before then about us as original men and where's the origin of white people and the introduction of Neanderthal and the God element and what that means
And we've had that conversation plenty of times.
yeah, and I was realizing that I could see how a spiritual aspect would come down into physical form in order to enjoy physical pleasures with physical beings, and in doing so possibly lose God element. And even in that fallen...
Are you speaking of fallen angels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because recently I was in church and the excitement of the people of color, of the black people for church and the music, it just had eeriness to it, and there's a lot of I thought it would have been a bit of a blacker church, but it was like a white church. Even the choir, the microphone distribution was a little bit questionable.
That's another episode.
So it just made me think of Lucifer and the choir and music, and us as black people loving music and being entertained, and the church relying so heavily on that.
Let's not. God says to make a joyful noise. I'm sorry. Music is a thing. Psalms is a whole book of music. Psalms is all okay, so actually, this is going way off topic from where this whole entire show is right now. I don't know where that just went. My bad, people. My bad. Again, I apologize. Again.
Now, actually, that kind of plays into what I said. I'm just fine.
So, but then then in further of history going into
Wait,
the
stop.
Moors.
I have to stop here. Because now you're going into history and Moors, but actually you began this by saying that you had some kind of sexual experience. And that's what we were waiting on. What?
That boy crazy.
What was that experience? We want to know. Oh, don't we want to know? Juicy. What was that experience? Silence. Mystery. So, what was that experience?
I've been with different women from different parts of the world and different ethnicities and things like that. And at this recent segment of my life, it seemed to be like a couple of Caucasian women from the European